In this video, we're going to cover everything that you need to know about using variables in Documint. Let's start with a simple example to see how they work. First, we'll add a text element to our template that we'll place the variable into. Next, we'll come to the variables pane and click New Variable. In here, we'll enter the name of our variable. It's going to be my name, and we'll click down here to copy to our clipboard. We'll edit the text element that we added before and paste it in. Now you can see the variable has been added to the template because it appears in the template variables list in the variables pane. To make this a little bit easier to see, we'll scale up the size of the text in this section. That looks good. To test it, we'll switch over to the test view, and you can see on the left hand side in the test data pane, we have a new field called my name. That's the name of our variable, and any value that we enter in here is what's going to be displayed in the preview pane. My name is Josh, so I'll enter in Josh. And here you can see Josh is being displayed in the document preview. At its most basic level, that's how variables work. Anything placed between the double curly brackets and named properly becomes a variable. Variable names cannot contain spaces, start with numbers, or contain special characters other than underscores, hyphens, and periods. Sometimes the data that's being passed to the template doesn't come over in the format that you'd like to display it in. In those cases, Documint has special formatters that allow you to format numbers, currencies, times, dates, and durations. Let's say that we have a variable that'll receive a number as a value, and we want to apply some formatting to it. I'm going to show you how to do that. First, we'll change up the name of the variable to something that might typically receive a number as a value, such as grand total. Okay, and then we'll switch over to the test. Enter a value of 10,000.5, and we can see how it's formatted. There's no formatting in the thousands place, there's no comma, so let's see what it would take to add that in. If we switch back to the designer, we'll double click to edit the variable, enter in number before the name of the variable, and then after the name of the variable, in double quotes, we're going to enter the format pattern. In this case, it's going to be 0, 0. If we come over to the test tab, we can see the preview updates, and now the number is formatted. Notice, however, that the number has been rounded to the nearest integer. If we want to preserve the decimal precision, we'll come back to the formatting and enter a period and then 2 zeros afterwards. If we switch back to the preview, we can see now it's back. Say we wanted to format this as a currency, all we would have to do is add a $sign to the beginning of the format pattern. If we switch back, we can see that now the number is formatted as a currency. You can find more information on variable formatting in our documentation. Now let's take a look at how to format dates. We'll start by replacing number with date. We'll rename the variable to something that would represent a date, such as start date. And for now, we're going to remove the format pattern. If we switch over to the test tab, and we can enter in a sample date such as January 1st, 2019. And there we have it. By default, dates without a format pattern are formatted in this way: the long month name, the day, and then the year. We can specify our own date pattern by entering the pattern in double quotes just like the number pattern and using the date formats that can be found in our documentation. If we wanted to display our date as all numbers starting with the day first, the way that we would do that is 2 capital D's / 2 capital M's / 4 capital Y's. Now these represent the day of the month, these represent the month of the year, and obviously these represent the year. If we switch back over to the test, we'll see that the format will change. And there we have it. We can change it to February over here. And now the month has changed in the second position. You can also format times and durations. Just check our documentation out for that. It's just different format patterns. So far we've covered adding basic variables to our template. We've covered how to format numbers, currencies, dates, times, and durations. And last, I'd like to show you how to group like variables together or destructure the data coming into your template. To do this, we're going to start fresh with a new variable. So we're just going to delete that one. We're going to come over here. This is going to be called company. I'm going to paste it in. So right now, this is a simple variable. However, if we use periods after the company, we can add sub-properties to the variable. Let's say that we wanted to add several properties related to the company. We can do that by putting a period and then putting the name of the property that relates to the property afterwards, like so. So that would represent the company name. Now what you're going to notice in the template variables list is now name is nested under company. We can add more properties by changing what comes after the period after company. Say we wanted to add the company location. We just type in company.location, and now that location is related to the company. If we switch over to the test, you'll see that we have company grouped together here with name and location. These are both properties of the company object. So if we put a company name like Acme Co., and then we can enter location, United States. These values are both related to the company object. Now this also works if you have data coming into your template that's going to be grouped together already and you want to destructure that data, if you want to access certain properties on the data coming in. That's more of an advanced topic, so we're going to cover that in another video. The last place where variables are used in Documint is in logic and looping. You can access it by selecting on an element and then clicking the properties panel, add/edit logic. You have two tabs here. One's condition, the other is repeat loop. Condition is where you can tell Documint to either show or hide this element based on the value of a variable. And then we have repeat loop, which allows you to loop over a list of items in your data. Say you have a list of products and you want to list over each product and display details about that product. You would put the name of the list variable where the product details are stored in your data, and Documint will repeat this element for each product in that list. This is also an advanced topic, so we'll cover it in another video. Thank you for watching. Please reach out if you have any questions. We're always here to help.